listed in the different listings, which is different. Fact that it's actually trending a lot as far as their growth in their groups in the YouTube channel. I talked about Reddit and Telegram. It's Sieves and media coverage, right? Talked about community growth projects, which I like. This little stream right here. It's a CoinMarketCap live data tracking site, Zillstream. Look that up a little bit. I don't know if you guys have seen Zillstream. Pretty damn cool. I've actually seen it the other day. I actually showed it to you guys a little bit yesterday. But how cool is this? Little CoinMarketCap is specifically for Zilliqa right here. It just tracks all these ZRC2 tokens. Man, tell you something right here. I mean, look at the ecosystem. That's all I got to say. It's Zilliqa is becoming its own entity right here. Zilliqa, a new project building on Zilliqa allows automated parametric event risk payouts using Zilliqa. It's using smart contracts to enable prediction of the market. Smart contracts. That sounds pretty cool to me right there. I hope they have an IEO on that one real quick because that would be huge on Zill. Oracles, Pillar Drive, Social Pay, Red Chilies, and Zill Flip. That's pretty cool. So you got these projects that are actually being online, network usage, on chain, the amount of Zill burn, right? We talked about this burning transactions before and how much that actually lowers the supply because the fact that there's some being burnt and they actually utilize this because there's, proof of stake is what pretty much Zill is. And they are actually burning. And crazy that they have actually burned 2.65 mil. Wow. So we're burned before they're taken out of circulation. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Obviously, the lowest in fees paid to the network, even lower. Ethereum's out. I mean, crazy. I mean, anybody actually try to transact something and trade it on MetaMask or some sort like that, or buy an NFT or some sort like that through ETH, it's like almost impossible. The gas fees are insane. The fees to be able to do it's even more insane. It's very difficult. And obviously the tokenomics, top tip on marketization, GZIL. We talked about the governance token before. That's hitting out how I'm GZIL is something I actually everybody needs to get a little bit of more portfolio, a little bit of GZIL too. The fact that it's low supply and the market cap is only 138.84. It's gonna go up right now. What is GZIL at right now? It went over okay. Right now it's $342 or $17.95 Zill. Let's get over $1 billion in volume right there. Our market cap's only 97 billion. I didn't know that. It's a lot less than what they say in this Q1 report. Zill swap again and talked about that comparison with other ETH-based DEXs. Yeah. Look at you got Zill swap behind 1-inch Bancor, Balancer, Sushi Swap, Curve, and obviously Uniswap. How is this not actually? It's on par with 1-inch. That's pretty cool. Like I said again, it's not much far off. Talk about the NFT in the future. Zilliqa is getting into the NFT market. We all know that's been exploding. That's been chaotic. I still think that's going to be a little bit of a bubble in essence, but NFTs are going to be so cheap when the market turns bear. Watch it. Has anybody seen the price of Hashmask? Hashmask, if you looked at back in the day in OpenSea, they were like 3, 4 ETH, 5 ETH, 60. Some of them are selling for 3 ETH and a little bit more expensive ones, but it has gotten a lot cheaper than what it is. CryptoPunks, I think, is going to go up because of the fact that the scarcity aspect of it. It was considered to be one of the first NFTs, if you want to call it, in that class, but it's going to be a switch up in that category, switch up in all of this overall. And that's the end of that Q1 report. So you got a bullish Q1 report from Zilliqa as always, as far as its analytics projects, what's coming out. ZillSwap doing good. They're coming out with their own DEX. I mean, SilSwap is in itself a little bit of a DEX, but I heard they're coming up with a specific DEX, a newer DEX. There's some rumors, a different SilSwap that's supposed to be. It's not a SilSwap, but it's supposed to be different DEX. We'll see what the rumor is, but to SilSwap liquidity exceeds 200 million. That's a lot. 40% increase in network activity. That's pretty cool. Like I said again, how can you actually say that Zill is not actually getting into fantasy sports? That's from Project and Fantasy Sports. We talked about this before. There's so much news on it. And it looks obviously a little bit bullish. It's been a little bit bearish. There's so many people selling this. It's not even a question. It's like a USDT. It's funny, it's just taking its time. Like I said again, it's gonna take a little while. Just gotta hold on a little bit. It's funny, I've been holding this thing since the beginning of April, just been up and down, up and down. I feel like gains have been lost in all different avenues in this that you could have been in. That's one thing I wish, like you could have gotten waited on this and then gotten in later. It's gonna go down. I think it's gonna be a little bit more bearish overall, but I mean, just look at the technicals right now. Look at it, but it's just so much news behind it right now. We're waiting for the Ethereum bridge. We're waiting for a whole bunch of. Look at this, so much of stuff come from it. Like, how is this not gonna be bullish? You know what I mean? Right? From tier top to tier top, I believe it. It's gotta be. It's got a little ascending wedge right here. Not even question, got an ascending wedge. You know what I mean? From what you can kind of see. It's got to go up right here. You can get a little bull. Had a bullish flag right here, but it's a little bear flag right here. A little sell-out pattern. There's not a whole lot of volume right now. It's just a sleeper right now. It's going really stagnant. Pretty much of a sleeper, but at least it's getting to that point that there's a lot of stability right here. I remember there was a long wick right here that actually hit all the way down to, if you got it to the 5 minute, all the way down to 8, but it just ate that supply right up. So there's still a lot of demand right here. You can tell it's still going to be bullish. We're not losing hope. We're still going to put our movements ready for Zilliqa overall. I've been trying to convince all of us who are holders who believe in the project, who are Zilliqa enthusiasts so far as where it can go. But overall, the market's kind of stagnant. But I did call I'm going to say it one more time again. I feel like I called it in my mind. Dogecoin 420. It's a pump and dump in essence as far as where it went up and when it went completely down. But anyway, don't fall into that Doge trap. Don't fall into these pump and dumps, as you can see. But follow the news. There's a lot of news when it comes to Zone. A lot of news when it comes to some of these cryptos that are out there. So like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel. I want to actually learning in this space as much as you guys are. I'm not trying to profess myself to be any more of an expert than anybody else, but what I just seen in the news, some of these technicals, and just being patient in this market. That's all it is right now. I feel like there was like tons of opportunities that were just missed. VeChain missed. Chainlink when it run up to 42 missed. Dogecoin, I know nobody actually foresaw that to be. People were dropping out when it was 8 cents, 7 cents, 6 cents. Nobody saw that. Cardano, man, nobody saw that either. As far as it could, people knew it was going to do well. And my overall, I talked about this yesterday, was BNB. Nobody saw that was going to be reaching 600, but it's crazy. Always the after effect. It all makes sense. All of it makes sense. The fact that it has such a big ecosystem right now, the fact that it's actually who owns it, it's just crazy. Who owns CoinMarketCap? Who's actually influencing the majority of all this? Who has a say as far as where is what, right? You could honestly say that, oh yeah, it's gonna be the CoinMarketCap is for the market in itself, but you got allegiance to when you're in a company and you actually have shares and individuals or have equity stakes, you got to run one thing and only, that's profit. And BNB is Binance's baby. And I mean, they forked Ethereum with this chain. It's crazy. They forked Ethereum with this chain, and they grew it into this huge ecosystem. And look at what it is right now. My gosh. Remember Pancake Swap at one instance specifically was actually out earning per liquidity Uniswap at one point. It overtook it as far as the biggest DEX at one point. But Uniswap is going to be on its tear. And remember even the tweet that actually occurred, I don't know if you guys remember this too, from CZ to Uniswap, was it to actually hop on the BSC train, that Binance Smart train. So yeah, an invitation from ZZ from actually switching that, because a lot of issues with Uniswap right now is just Ethereum right now. The gas fees is so expensive. My gosh, it's still expensive and it's slow. It's super slow because so many people are transacting at the moment in time right now. There's just so many transactions. It's just insane right now. So obviously we're all ready for proof of stake when it comes to Ethereum, but it hasn't done it yet. It needs to do it and show it will inevitably get to that point. But anyway, I just want to do these every day, do it daily, want to get better at this, try to get better at this format, digest more videos. But anyway, like I said again, when I have some stuff anything that I learned, anything that I've seen, anything that I actually view, give it to you guys. Stay bullish in Zilliqa. It's for me in my mind, it's an incredible play. Just got to be patient with the market and diamond handed out a little bit. Can't trade this market. I don't care what anybody says that they want to be a day trader. I see a lot of people who are so quote unquote day traders and day trading and see the patterns and do it. And I'm making so much money doing it. And it's just like, if any of us would have just held on to one of these top 10, held on VeChain, you would have held on to VeChain. Bring me that argument. If you would have held on to VeChain, would have hang on to Cardano. And I mean, first, I'm talking about like a year ago. Just held on, put everything you had, all your assets in that one specific crypto. Gains would have been astronomical compared to you trying to day trade here and there, hoping that you and I get it. The majority of these I get stagnant, but like I said again, I'm not trying to quote anything, but Richard Hart said it beautifully. There's only two people who make money in this market. Two. It's holders and founders. And I believe that right now. I wish I would have known that a little bit more further and just have bags. Have bags. I'm not saying just keep all your money stacked in one bag, but have bags. And continuously add bags. Have different cryptos, a lot of them, but don't try to diversify yourself in so many different class of assets and hoping to get. So, like I said again, don't want to say so, but just want to say this is continuing for the markets and stay bullish on that Zilliqa. Talk to you soon.